All right, hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time we're going to be looking at excerpts from FireVeda, Holistic Wellness Journey,
Okay.
and we're going to see if we can extract the absolute gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I thought was so fascinating was this story of personal transformation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really wild ride. We're going from like a serious health crisis,
Right.
all the way to like levitation,
Wow.
and then the birth of a whole YouTube channel about holistic living.
Interesting. What strikes me is how this story we're diving into today goes beyond, your typical wellness narrative. It's
Yeah.
because she's combined these ancient practices like meditation with a modern, almost entrepreneurial approach to sharing it all.
Right, yeah, and that's what's so interesting to me. So to start, at the beginning, Georgia and Julia describes herself at a very low point, like really low physically and emotionally.
Okay.
She even mentions being covered in painful, blistering bumps.
Huh. Have you ever heard of a physical manifestation of emotional stress like that?
I mean, I know stress can manifest physically. I've heard of people getting headaches,
Oh, absolutely.
digestive issues, or, even skin problems, yeah.
It's not uncommon at all. It's like the body's way of signaling that something needs to change.
Yeah, it's like a healing crisis.
Exactly, a healing crisis.
So then in comes Wesley Virgin,
Okay.
who is like I guess you could call him a self-help guru.
Right.
And she says he's the one who introduced her to the power of focusing on your breath,
Mm-hmm.
which,
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty simple.
Well, focusing on the breath, it really is a foundational practice in a lot of these meditative traditions.
Yeah.
And it's about bringing your awareness to the present moment, quieting the mind.
Right.
And there are even some studies out there that suggest it can have physiological benefits too.
Really?
Yeah, things like lowering blood pressure
Wow.
and reducing stress hormones.
That's amazing. But then, okay, get this. There's this story about her levitating
What?
while meditating on her bed.
Whoa, hold on. Levitating.
Levitating. It's almost hard to believe, right?
Yeah. I mean, is there like a scientific explanation for that? Or is this more of a subjective experience, do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Levitation in the literal sense.
Right.
I don't think science can really
Oh,
explain that.
yeah.
It's probably more likely that it was just like a super powerful psychological experience for her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like feeling of lightness or detachment that she interpreted as levitation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, those altered states of consciousness, they can happen during deep meditation.
Right, exactly. Whatever it was definitely a turning point for her, because next thing you know, she's traveling to Kerala, India,
Zero, huh?
which, as you know, is known for meditation retreats and holistic living and all that.
Yeah, what do you think she was hoping to find there?
I think she was seeking like a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of these practices
Yeah.
and how they could, enhance her life.
Yeah.
Kerala is like a hub for Ayurveda and yoga and all these
Yeah.
different types of meditation practices.
It is. It's a place where people go to immerse themselves in a culture that really embraces well-being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where FireVeda comes in.
How's
She
that?
starts this whole YouTube channel to share her journey and what she learned about meditation and holistic living.
So it's like she's creating a modern day guide to personal transformation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fascinating taking this ancient wisdom and making it accessible
Yes.
to a wider audience through this modern platform.
And she goes beyond just the theoretical, she's sharing her personal experiences with improving her health and even...
Wait, hold on. Manifesting a husband.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
That sounds a little out there, I know.
It does. Is there any real evidence to support this whole idea of manifestation?
So manifestation, the way it's often presented, it is a little bit of a tricky concept.
Right.
The basic idea is that if you focus your thoughts and your intentions, you can bring about desired outcomes.
So you're saying if I think about winning the lottery
Yeah.
hard enough, it'll happen.
Well, not necessarily. There's
Yeah.
no scientific proof that you can just manifest, specific people or like material possessions.
Okay.
But the practice of setting clear goals and visualizing success, that can definitely have a positive impact,
Yeah.
on your actions and ultimately your results.
Right. Because if you're visualizing it, then you're more likely to take the steps to actually achieve it. It's
Exactly.
like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of.
Yeah, in a way.
So to wrap things up, it seems like George and Julia's story has a lot to teach us about personal transformation
It really does.
and the potential of things like meditation.
But here's a question for you. Do you think it takes like a dramatic experience, like levitating, to unlock that personal growth?
That's a good question. Or could it be as simple as just focusing on our breath, like Wesley Virgin suggests?
Right.
I don't really think.
I think that's something for all of us to think about.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.